Welcome, comedians just screaming for attention to Geek Salad's retro movie reviews from the Geek Salad podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And today we have an incredibly special guest with us, all the way from the West Coast, Mr. Matt Jones.
Hello. Thanks, Geek Salad.
How's it going?
It's going great. Happy to be back.
Yeah, today we talk about Batman Forever.
It's not too late to change the subject, is it?
Yeah. One second.
Yeah.
It's good booze.
You're gonna need a lot more before the end of this.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, I went back and rewatched about 45 minutes of this movie this week, which is really, truly all I needed. Let's get started. Matt, when was the first time you saw Batman Forever?
When it came out in the theater.
Opening night?
I don't think it was opening night. It could have been, but I'm sure it was opening weekend, if not opening night.
Oy.
I actually saw this twice in the theater. Yes. And at the time I remember liking it because I must have because I went back again and spent money again to see it again. So at the time, I'm sure it made sense, and at the time it seemed cool. I just went back and rewatched this the other day. I plunked down the $3.99 to rent it on iTunes to watch it again because when you first said, "Hey, we're going to do Batman Forever," I actually couldn't remember which crappy Batman movie this was, and I had to look it up.
Well, you're ever the professional for plunking down the $3. The Russian mafia created a Showbox, so I wouldn't have to do that. So.
Yes.
Yes, the summer of 1995 was a really weird summer, which was outside of like Apollo 13 and Babe, bereft of hits.
Apollo 13, I remember very clearly from that summer because I think I probably saw that close to a dozen times in the theater.
Awesome.
I saw that one. I saw that one when it came out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike, how about you? Did you see Batman Forever in the theater?
I did. I dragged my father to see it. We saw it. I probably wasn't opening night, but it was, I think, second week.
I've never met your father, Mike. In all the years I've known you, I've never met your father, but I'm fairly certain that the words, "What the hell is this?" came out of his mouth at least once during this during the viewing of that movie.
I'm pretty sure he just kind of like ignored everything that was on screen, just paid attention to his shoes or something.
Okay, let's get started with Batman Forever. So first off, just a little bit of a yes.
First, I have one question for everybody. What is one word that you think sums up this movie perfectly?
I have mine.
Oh, okay. Go with yours because I won't steal yours. I have one of my own, but
my one word, and in watching it, this is all I could think of. One word just kept flashing in my head: 90s, 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 90s.
You were not wrong. Yeah, my word is neon, neon, neon.
Black light, black light, black light.
Oh boy. Yeah, the word that comes up to mind to me are annoying extras.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many characters in this movie that you just wish would just die. We start this movie off with Two-Face taking over the second bank, Gotham, on the second anniversary of the day Batman arrested him. And the bank guard who gets somewhat top billing in this movie.
Yep.
He's essentially just, "Oh no, my shoes are melting. My hearing aids. It's boiling acid." Batman, no one would think twice if you just dropped him.
That guy, Joe Grafasi, he's actually a pretty well-respected Broadway actor, so I'm sure this was just a paycheck he couldn't refuse.
Absolutely. And I remember watching I remember watching this movie with the audio commentary when it came out because I had heard these stories about Joel Schumacher essentially just the mea culpa. You could hear the whip hitting his bare back, and none of that happened.
Hmm.
The tails didn't match up with the toy makers made me do everything. And Joe Grafosi's a great actor. I really enjoyed working with him.
Yeah.
He had 5 lines of dialogue, and they're all nails on a chalkboard.
Awful dialogue.
It's really bad. Now
there's not good dialogue in the majority of this movie.
It still stings me that Akiva Goldsman actually has an Oscar for screenwriting.
Yeah.
Because this is essentially a prequel to Batman and Robin.
That's true.
Let nobody. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right now. These movies are the same movie.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And that will come up a lot in this conversation. But one thing I wanted to bring up is how we got here. What happened? It was 1992, and we all went to go see Batman Returns. And Matt, you were with me. And we loved it.
Yes.
I loved that movie.
That's right. I saw that with you, didn't I?
Yes, that was back in the old days, the HCW summer just go to the movies day.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I first saw Batman and Robin about 6 months ago when you gave me your copy.
Oh, Batman Returns?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no. Batman Returns was possibly the most eagerly awaited movie up to that point for me. And it was great. And it was fun. It had its own perspective. And unfortunately, parents got upset. There was a lot of grotesque violence in it. And McDonald's had to pull their promotional tie-ins. Now, I am blaming McDonald's solely for this because they really are kind of to blame for this. So when they went to the drawing board for the third movie, they had already forced Tim Burton out. He just gave him a producer's credit, brought on Joel Schumacher, and tried to make this as child-friendly as humanly possible, to the point where it ballooned into essentially a parody of a Batman movie. I mean, the only thing keeping this from being like a full-out porn parody is not Batman Forever and boobs. So it really comes down to that. Yeah, McDonald's is to blame for that, including, I might add, one of the first lines in the entire movie. After Batman slowly watches the car spin up from the floor, because lives are at stake. And Alfred implores him to bring a sandwich. And what's the line, guys?
I don't remember.
I'll get drive-through.
Oh, right.
At McDonald's. Can you imagine that, though? Like him pulling up to the drive-through, and then like once he pulls up to the crime scene, there's like an empty bag with like a Coke cup and napkins and a friggin' Big Mac wrapper or something. Just sitting in the passenger side. No, there is no passenger side. That'll all be by.
There's no passenger side.
There's no passenger side in that stupid looking Batmobile. What was wrong with the old one? I love the old one.
I'm not gonna put the blame solely on McDonald's here because, I mean, Warner Brothers basically said, well, since we didn't make as much money with Batman Returns, let's aim for the MTV generation crowd now.
Oh, boy.
That's what they did. That is
and that movie soundtrack.
Yeah, this movie is basically an MTV music video in the form of a movie.
It's also very much a product of its time.
Yeah.
Mid 90s, it hit all the mid 90s beats. And that's all I could think of when I was rewatching it. And at the time, I remember liking this movie because we didn't know any better at the time.
I just remember, like, it was like I'm enjoying what I'm watching, but there was never something that just sat right with me. And I was 23 when this movie came out. So, I mean, I didn't really have the benefit of foresight saying that, maybe in 15, 20 years, I'm going to look back at this movie and wonder what the hell I was thinking.
Exactly. And this movie was also kind of like peak Jim Carrey, like Jim Carrey at his most powerful too.
Yeah.
This is back when, according to Hollywood, Jim Carrey could do no wrong. And he could get up and just do whatever ridiculousness he wanted, and it would be box office gold.
Yeah.
Well, and he also made multiple millions of dollars by talking with his ass.
That's true.
Right. And this movie is very much the definition of just let him do what he wants. Don't anger Mr. Carey. I mean, the first scene where he's trying, he's showing like his invention, and he's got poor Ed Begley Jr., who deserves so much better, strapped to the chair, and he's just doing this gibberish, and he's doing like his little like this terribly improvised soft shoe, and all I can think while I'm watching this is pay attention to me.
The thing is, from what I do remember of the movie, the Jim Carrey, before he goes like full Riddler, that's the only part of the movie that I thought was kind of serviceable. Jim Carrey as Edward Nygma, I thought he was just like he's slightly on the edge, but he was interesting enough that I thought, okay, this could work. But then he went and he basically became Joker Light, and it all fell apart.
It all fell apart also because as the movie went on, his costumes got more and more outlandish, and you could see Schumacher's influence on that. By the end, he was basically Gozer the Gozerian.
Yeah,
that last costume, and it just got more and more over the top, and it got to the point where, as Mike just said, it could have been interesting and fine, but then it just kept going beyond that.
It at a certain point they had to stop saying Jim, Jim, you need to stop being Jim. You need to be Ed Nygma right now. You need to be the Riddler right now. And just kind of playing the Jim Carrey character is just the issue is that I'm of two minds of this, much like Two-Face, which we'll get to in a minute.
We'll get to him.
Oh boy. Jim Carrey is easily the best person in this entire movie, but I still question about 75 to 80% of his choices in this movie.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna save Two-Face for last because there's a lot to unpack there. What do you guys think of the new Batman, Val Kilmer?
Here's my take on Val Kilmer as Batman. And whenever there's a new Batman, we get into the discussion of, is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? We went through it with Christian Bale. We went through it with Affleck. We're going through it now with what's his face?
Pattinson.
Pattinson, yes. And here's why I knew Ben Affleck was actually going to do okay. It's because it doesn't matter who Batman is. Anybody can be Batman. Anyone can put on a cowl and say, I'm Batman. It's all about Bruce Wayne. When Michael Keaton was first cast, we all thought, Michael Keaton, he's a comedian. This is going to be awful. But it doesn't matter about who's Batman. It matters about Bruce Wayne. And Michael Keaton was a fantastic Bruce Wayne. Ben Affleck was a really good Bruce Wayne. Christian Bale was a really good Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer was a horrendous Bruce Wayne. And that's how you can tell if someone's going to be a good Batman or not. Don't look at Batman, look at Bruce Wayne.
Right. That's the way. That's the formula I tell everybody to look at. Now, all right. So let's go. Let's throw the Batman and Robin into the mix here.
Well, I mean, I have things to say about Val Kilmer. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. No. I'm just. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I kind of look at Batman the same way I look at James Bond. James Bond has some key features that all the actors that played him have either emphasized one over the other, or it's very hard to get a good balance. Only a few have gotten that good balance. Val Kilmer, I thought, played a good playboy Bruce Wayne, but I never once thought he was he could run a multi-billion-dollar company. He was too much of a pretty boy. He had no business sense, and his Batman Batman's supposed to be this dark persona. No, it was just, I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm throwing on a cowl. I'm still Bruce Wayne. I'm not Batman. I'm Bruce Wayne in a cowl.
And that's kind of the thing that also happened. This is I don't know how much of this is Schumacher's doing and the actor's doing, because it's the same thing with George Clooney, who I think does make a good Bruce Wayne. But when you're watching the Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne or the George Clooney Bruce Wayne, you're still seeing Bruce Wayne in the cowl. They don't change up their voice, which is, I think, an important part of what makes movie Batman, is that they do kind of transform from this one character into another character.
Yeah.
And we all razz it. We all make fun of the voice, but it's effective.
Yeah.
And therein is the difference between, on the one hand, Keaton and Bale and Affleck, and then on the other hand, Kilmer and Clooney.
Right, exactly.
And I think Clooney would have been a much better Batman if he'd been saddled with a better director and a script that wasn't horrific.
I will go to my grave saying that.
I still think the best Batman ever is Kevin Conroy.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I just, for me, it's like you can count him and you can't count him.
He changed his voice, and he changed his voice in not a silly way. He changed his voice in an effective way.
No, I understand that, but I'm also talking about the physical stress that it takes to turn your flabby body into Batman. So, I mean, even Michael Keaton got in decent shape for it.
Yeah.
But
that had a lot to do with the suit too. Come on.
Well, yeah, well, that's why you know what? Honestly, hire Michael Keaton, and this is what all superhero movie suits are going to look like for the next 25 years.
Until we got to Captain America, without pure Chris Evans,
with a face kissed by angels,
and America's ass.
America's ass, indeed. Oh God, there was this one of the reviews I watched to prepare for this was the Nostalgia Critic, and they did a countdown of how many times Val Kilmer's mouth hangs open like a fish. And there was like 15 or 16 where he's just like, it just, and the one time he didn't have to be stoic Batman, he looked like an idiot when Dr. Chase Meridian tells him that, she's in love with Bruce Wayne, and he's like, I understand. And he turns to the camera and big, dumb, goofy smile. And it's like, oh, God, you almost could have had me until then. Now I'm lost. I'm lost. There's nothing you could do right now to lose me any further. Nope, that's a bat thong. Oh.
This movie also introduced us to the bat nipples.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, the bat nipples, the cod pieces, which I didn't realize were so prominent until I saw publicity photos of Kilmer and O'Donnell in the full suits, and it's like, ooh, yeah, they're right up front, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
It was more overplayed in Batman and Robin than in this one. In this one, you don't even see O'Donnell in the full suit till the very last act.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God. But I remember when he's putting on the sonar Batman suit towards the end of this movie, and he turns around and there's the bat thong, and one of the guys I was sitting with at the movies like just shouts out, "What possible function does that have?" There's literally a string going across his butt.
It's to specify the bat crack.
The bat crack, yes, exactly.
Bat crack.
And then it's hidden by a cape.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done those two. Chris O'Donnell is Robin.
I honestly think he was fine. He's not great, but he's fine.
He didn't offend me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, despite the fact that he's supposed to be a teenager and he's obviously 24, going on 40.
He looked rather old.
Yeah.
It's funny too because he's just like, I'm leaving. Well, you are a legal adult. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just they tried every Hollywood boardroom way of trying to figure out what to do to make him look young and cool. Give him sideburns and an earring. Let him ride a motorcycle. And there's a friggin' red robin on his helmet.
Yep.
Because robins are cool.
Apropos of nothing. My dad said I swung in like a robin. Said nobody. Ever. Oh, it's just like, yeah, you had to figure out some way of tying it in there. I mean, we all know the best superhero name pick ever was in Deadpool. Captain Deadpool. No, all right, no, just Deadpool. Deadpool.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
No, that's just an awesome name.
Yeah.
But no, just in terms of picking a name for a superhero.
Yeah.
Captain Dead. No, Deadpool. He's kind of ineffective. He's whiny. More whiny in the next movie, but still, there's a lot of just teenage angst in a man who was almost 25 years old when he filmed this.
Yeah.
So, all right, Nicole Kidman.
I had completely forgotten she was in this movie until I pressed play. There were some moments of this movie that I remembered from when I saw it before. I have zero recollection of her being in this movie.
Wow.
From the first time I saw it. Zero recollection.
So it's such a waste. I mean, she's a good actress, but they essentially saddled her with just being like a Batman groupie whose only other defining characteristic is that she can spout psychobabble.
Yeah, for as solid of an actress she's an Academy Award nominated. I don't know if
she won. I mean, like 7 years after this, but yeah.
Yeah, she's an Academy Award winning she's Academy Award caliber actress, and she's reduced to being basically a piece of ass and a damsel in distress.
Yeah, and it's actually really interesting too, because when you look at Batman Returns, one of the big overriding themes of Batman Returns is its heavy leaning on feminism and women's empowerment, and the fact that Catwoman is just she's not looking for that Batman to come save her,
right?
And
then she needed
immediately reduce the next female lead to like, oh, I sent the bat signal so I could show off my my lingerie to you.
Yeah.
There's got to be a law about doing that too. There really has to be. I'm sure somewhere in the Gotham statutes of laws, there's just something, thou shalt not throw the bat signal unless it's Jim Gordon.
Well, yeah, but Jim Gordon doesn't look good in lingerie.
Says you.
Pat Hingle is just as God made him. The best part about that scene too is that he goes up to the top of the Gotham police station in his pajamas. It's just signal. Nope. I'll just go like this.
Does he have his bowler hat on too, as well as his pajamas? He found the time to put his bowler hat on? Am I remembering that right?
You might be. I don't know. I'm not
so that means he either sleeps in the police station, or he drove there in his pajamas and walked through the entire building in his pajamas.
They have done a magnificent job of taking the two characters that stuck through this series and reducing them to either just exposition points or
comic relief.
Comic relief, exactly. Just what they did to Commissioner Gordon in these two movies. I mean, even Alfred is not that effective in this movie.
Not this one, no.
No. I mean, especially with, the fact that it's apparently really easy to get into the Batcave. I could have crawled on my knees, standing upright, and gotten into that door in the time it took Alfred to open that door and for it to shut from the upstairs that Chris O'Donnell was at.
If you're a multi-billion-dollar secret crime fighter, you want to have the least amount of security on your secret base as possible.
Yeah.
Don't even have a bell on the door. Just leave it. Who cares?
I just imagine there being like one of those little doors, like at a general store. It just opens up and there's this tiny little bell ring.
Alfred, is that you? Hello?
Just bring you that sandwich I persuaded you to bring with you.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, guys. Tommy Lee Jones.
Is it just me, or has Tommy Lee Jones been the exact same age for the last 35 years.
Yeah. No,
He looks exactly the same in this movie as he looks right now.
Yeah.
Which is, hey, good for him.
Well, it's just like, some guys get old really fast and then they just stop and they look amazed. They look like that age forever. I mean, we just finished watching Stranger Things season 3, and the age that hit Carrie Elways, which was cruel and unforgiving, at least stopped. And he's looked like that for like a solid 20 years now. So good on him.
I didn't even realize that was Carrie Elways.
Neither did my wife. And The Princess Bride is her favorite movie.
It's in my top. I don't know where in my top, but yeah, I was just like, I just was on my phone today. I was like, wait, Carrie Elways. Like, wait, Stranger Things. Who was he? You're kidding? No, absolutely zero idea.
Oh my God! But Tommy Lee Jones in this movie is just like. There isn't a scene that goes by in this movie that I'm not just like, Tommy, stop.
Yeah.
It's like everybody wants to be Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. And fortunately, I mean, with Batman Returns, they didn't have that. Danny DeVito had his own brand of grotesque, and Michelle Pfeiffer is just amazing. But then they come back to just two giggling loons who just happen to be two of Batman's top rogues gallery members.
Right. Yeah, and apparently no one that had anything to do with the production of this movie had ever read any Batman issue with Two-Face in it, because they clearly had no understanding of what this character is. He's not just, oh, okay, so I've got Two-Face, so I want everything too. That's not who Two-Face is. Not in the least.
There's a lot of issues with this. We'll start with the costume itself. How does like this little itty bitty vial of acid turn your skin purple? First off. Secondly, it's just the whole split personality is it's a bizarre thing where, it'd be one thing if he was talking to himself and he's just like, the head turns and he's the different character, kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. But instead, it's just like he just uses we a lot when he talks to people.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just,
and I'm sorry, but apparently when he got splashed with that acid, he lost all sense of style, because that negative side is just, I don't know what Salvation Army dumpster he dove through to get that, but it looks awful.
Well, it's like Matt said, it's the 90s.
It was bad even for the 90s. Come on.
You want to be edgy. That's the 90s. He, I think, had a chain going on the bottom heel of his boot. So 90s.
Yeah, the whole movie is just done with that sensibility. And at the time it was what was in. So it made sense for the time period.
Right.
But now we look back on it and it's like it makes me wonder that like in 30 years are we going to look back on the Marvel movies and say, "Oh my God, we like these?"
I do feel like especially this is something in the 90s, nobody step back and go, how is this movie going to age?
Yeah.
It just, this is I think out of the original 4, it's the second highest grossing Batman movie, which it's in the top 2.
Yeah.
How the hell does that happen? Yeah, there's just so much about this movie that does not work. Joel Schumacher can't shoot a fight scene to save his life. Everything is very, very flat. Everything is just straight ahead. So, I mean, like all of our webcams, they're just straight on us.
Right.
Now, imagine I am, here's me, here's Darth Maul. I look at him and then I punch, but I punch this way. And that's the whole movie. They're the stunt guys who apparently, if you freeze frame a lot of that stuff for Batman, that's sure it's like the Paul Stanley Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park
Right.
guy who I don't even think is the same ethnicity. It's quite obviously he just had on the cape, not Kilmer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God, but it's just it's flat. It's not visually interesting, even though there's a lot going on.
Sorry.
That's okay. There's the dog again.
Yeah, that's the dog.
Okay. Shall we discuss also who thought it was a good idea to use the Warner Brothers animated sound effects throughout this movie?
If I have to hear the boing sound, well, Jim Carrey does his pelvic thrust one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
There were so many parts in this, and Matt, you're a Warner Bros. You're a Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes fan, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mike, same thing, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
I love those movies. Their sound effects don't need to be in my Batman movie.
No. No.
I mean, they start with like the two guys who get electrocuted at the very beginning, and there's like, and everything. Batman takes Joe Grafasi's hearing aid out, and it makes this distinctive pop sound.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you're right, Mike. The destruction of the Batcave, which was done with the baseball organ music.
Mm-hmm.
The anytime something would be thrown, you hear like that Warner Brothers like whew. And then you're right. And then when he does the pelvic thrust, and then he does the spit. So he does that. It makes the ding sound, and then he grabs his crotch, and it makes the horn. Batman, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
God. This friggin' movie. Oh my God. And the funniest part about this is that I think for a lot of people, this just retroactively became a worse movie once Batman and Robin got released.
Well, I mean, that's the amazing thing is as bad as this movie is still better than the movie that followed. And that is just mind-boggling to me.
Well, again, like I said earlier, they feel like they're the same movie. Actually, if you go back and you listen to any of Elliot Goldenthal's score, it's the same score. I don't think he wrote a second score for Batman and Robin. I think he just completely reused wholesale the Batman Forever score, which in and of itself is just like not good. It's not entertaining. It's not. I mean, the Danny Elfman theme is. It's evergreen.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, every Batman movie since has essentially tried to emulate that in some way, shape, or form. The animated series.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, to lesser extents, there's been some play on that with Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard, and except for Junkie XL, because fuck that guy. Batman. No, that was the Wonder Woman theme. Sorry.
It's still. I'm still down for that.
I'm not. It was
No,
an actor.
I'm still
World War
down
One.
for fuck that guy.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Seriously, the score is just off-putting.
Yeah.
Because I think if we were going to use a few words to sum up this movie, it's like everything is in your face. But it's in your face the way that you are sitting down somewhere and someone is talking to you, but they're standing up and their crotch is right here. That is this movie in a nutshell. If this person's crotch was neon
and in a thong,
maybe they were wearing Dayglow paint too, because that's a thing that Gotham criminals do. We're gonna rob the bank. Yeah, 1 second.
Make sure we bring our portable black lights.
Yeah. When they have the police line up, they don't shine the light on it. They just move the black light over. Oh, he's guilty. Okay, done. Go.
Donnie, did you bring the black lights? Then what's the point of us robbing this bank then? Oh God, so much about this movie, and the weirdest thing too is that you think about the Riddler's plan. What is his plan? To get into everybody's minds with the stupidest contraption I think I've ever seen in a superhero movie, the box, which, by the way, is a blender.
Yeah.
It's not even a box. And what is so? Remind me, Matt. You're probably going to remember this better than I will. What is the whole point of the box?
It tapped into your brain and lets you see whatever almost like a virtual holodeck, if you will. It lets you see whatever you want, but in the thing, it sucks out your energy and it transmits your energy into the Riddler's brain, which makes him more powerful. It was explained very vaguely in the movie.
Right.
But whatever it was, whatever he was sucking out of the people, he put into his own brain, and it made him, I don't know if it was stronger or more powerful or smarter or more insane or whatever, but he wanted it, whatever it was. It was never really explained adequately what it was.
I think it was primarily so he could use that information to enrich himself.
Yeah.
That I kind of got. I don't get what's in it for the consumer. Because, they show that one guy at the expo who goes in and it zips him in the brain, and then they just show a picture of him on TV, like surrounded by beautiful women.
Yeah, it's basically like a virtual reality, live out your fantasy type thing.
Yeah, 1995, when they still put virtual reality in movies and had no idea how it was really going to work. See, also, The Net, released in 1995.
Oh, right.
See, also, Lawnmower Man.
Oh, God. Oh, God. If you've ever read the story of the Lawnmower Man, it's completely not the book.
It's not even that. It's
oh my God,
another story entirely with the same title.
Yeah. But the whole thing is just this whole movie just gets sillier and sillier and sillier when it's supposed to get more and more serious. Batman's gonna give up being Batman because of he's fallen in love. He's never been in love before. Vicky Vale, Selena Kyle.
Yep.
Yeah, no, no feelings whatsoever. They all know my secret identity.
Yeah, this is one of the few movies where it starts off with a lot of potential, and then it quickly peters out and destroys all that potential in favor of wacky sound effects and Dayglow costumes and whatever the hell Tommy Lee Jones was doing.
Yeah, the whole point of Two-Face. Oh, my coin rules all my thoughts. Well, I can't shoot, and I'm just going to keep doing the coin till I get the result I want.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing that pissed me off most about this movie is I actually think Two-Face is one of Batman's best villains. I love Two-Face, and just what they did with him is just it's unforgivable for me. I really hate that.
It was buffoonery is really all it was. Yeah.
That's a great word, Matt. It's buffoonery. I mean, you look at someone like Aaron Eckhart, who played him in The Dark Knight, and it's like, oh, why'd they kill him so early? There was so much potential, but because we're never going to get a good Two-Face. We should have gotten Billy D. Williams' Two-Face.
Yep.
Which technically we did in Lego Batman.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the brief moment we did get Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face, I thought he was an effective Two-Face. They got his dual personality. They got that coin for him, but then they killed him off and okay, so you finally got it right and you destroy it. What?
Yeah. Half-hour screen time. So actually, no, he's just introduced in the last half hour. I think he's 10 minutes of total screen time as Two-Face.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is the kind of movie I only watch when I want to talk about it. So, there's no other way to put this. I mean, Batman is in probably my top 5 favorite superheroes. And I think, part of that, as Matt, you were saying that, you saw this in 95 and you really liked it. And I was the same way. It's like, I really liked it. Maybe I just really wanted to like it.
I honestly think that we just didn't know any better, you know?
Well, we didn't have Marvel offerings. I mean, the closest thing to Marvel we had at that time, I think, was still rubber-eared Captain America and Italian Red Skull.
Right. And this was like, this satisfied our thirst for a superhero movie, which were far and few between back then. It was also, you know, Jim Carrey was box office gold, and everyone went to see the new Jim Carrey movie. Everybody went to see The Mask. Everybody went to see Ace Ventura. We liked those movies at the time. Right. This was a combination of all those things. Like, oh, all right, this is going to be great. And at the time, and looking back on it now, I don't even know why I like the movie, but I must have, because I saw it again. You know.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Someone tells me next year we're going to have to discuss Batman and Robin then, just to get it out of the way.
Oh, God. I don't even want to watch that one again. I guess I'm going to have to.
Watch it with riff tracks. It's a lot more manageable.
A lot of things are.
Yeah.
I want a car. Give you a bus pass. Isn't that enough?
I have no memories of Batman and Robin. Like, literally none.
All right.
That's why Superman works alone.
Yeah.
Confession time. I actually saw Batman and Robin opening day first showing.
Wow.
I saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters too, but even at the time I was like, yeah, I'm not seeing this again.
Yeah.
I kind of erased it from my mind.
We all did. The only reason why I own it is because it came in a box set with the other 3 movies.
Yeah,
two of which were really great.
That's how I feel about Superman 3 and Quest for Peace. They were in the box.
I had the box set. Yeah.
Yep. That's the only reason why. It's like, oh man, sales of Superman 4 spiked.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I remember not minding Superman 3 really.
Superman 3 terrified me as a kid.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And we all know the scene. It's at
oh yeah.
But I just remember, and this was like, it's kind of the same thing. A lot of movies when I was a kid, it was like, wow, is it just me or is this movie over long?
Wow. Superman 3, Batman Forever.
Yep.
Superman 4, Batman and Robin.
It's not a coincidence.
Nope.
Superman 3 seems a lot worse when it's followed by Superman 4. Batman Forever seems a lot worse when it's followed by Batman and Robin.
All right, well, I'll take this another step further then. Dark Knight Rises is the 3rd movie and nobody's favorite.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are other DC movies that we could do this for, but because everything is so scattershot right now with their movies.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have any trilogies anymore.
Well, they can't. They keep getting the false starts.
Yeah.
And this new Batman, whenever it comes out, it's
fingers crossed.
We're all going to keep our fingers crossed. I mean, Matt, you know Bill McCarthy, right?
I do.
Yes.
I remember Bill.
Oh, he's the not so happy. I mean, Bill thinks he's Batman. I mean, he's that kind of Batman.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, and this was all you have to do is just throw a picture of Robert Pattinson from anything, and it's just like throwing it up and just hearing the gunshots go off.
Please, it's not Robert Pattinson anymore. Now it's Bobby Batts.
Bobby Batts, that's right.
Bobby Batts.
Wasn't he the guy that Joe Pesci beat to death in Goodfellas? Thank you, Matt, for getting that joke. I knew Mike wasn't.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was Batman Forever.
Wow.
By the way, get the credit card.
What a journey.
Yeah, this was a journey. This movie came out 24 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Oh God.
I even remember where I saw it. So
what's that?
I even remember where I saw it.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Yeah, at the old cinema in Cleveland Circle.
Oh,
The old movie theater used to be there next to the Ground Round.
Oh my God, The Ground Round, something that
Yeah.
just made an appearance in Stranger Things season 3, and I'm like,
Ooh.
I missed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was living in Virginia when I saw this. So there
Okay.
was one movie theater in McLean. I went to it with my buddies, and yeah, all of us were just kind of like, sure.
Yeah. It was
Sure.
it was a Batman movie. I think we were just gonna like it no matter what at the time.
Right. Exactly. Unlike the X-Men movies, where now we're like, really, Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like, yeah, we've learned. If a movie doesn't work, we don't go to see it.
God, can you imagine what the internet, what this movie would have been like had the internet been around in 95?
Oh God.
It would have been hilarious.
Hashtag big old Batman.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, Matt, thank you so much for joining us again. I always
Thanks
enjoy
for
having
having
your
me back.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got anything you got to plug? Any
Not really. No, I'm still in California, and much is the same.
Awesome. Go to Disneyland, for God's sakes,
Yeah,
people.
come out to Disneyland. Mike's coming.
Yes, I
Yay.
will.
It's gonna be a time.
Mike will be appearing at Disneyland in 6 weeks. So
Yep.
Excellent. I am seriously giving thought to like trying to plan a trip out there to go. It won't happen for a few years because that's just budgetary.
Well, you also
So
have to wait for Marvel Land to open up.
You want to wait for Marvel Land.
Yes, I do. So me and my son and my
get to
daughter
watch
have a
the
good time. My
construction
wife will be like,
daily
I'll
on
be at
that.
the pool.
Yeah.
Why do they have to be so many superheroes? Because I love the money. So anyway, thank you everybody. What do you think about Batman Forever? Do you like it? Is it yeah. Please leave a comment below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Geek Salad here at YouTube so you can get all of our weekly reviews and our podcast audio stream. We just recently released our movie soundtrack episode last week. Part 2, if you're watching this live or tonight, Part 2 will be released tomorrow morning. So yes, yay. It was an undertaking, but we got it done. You can check us out at geeksalad.podbean.com. You can check out our podcast on all of the podcast apps, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Music, here at YouTube. And also you can check us out on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio and on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. So again, Matt, thank you so much. And until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerd.